But now I want to get to the event that I am most excited about, AEW Double or Nothing. We've got the 4 pillars match for the AEW World Championship. MJF defends against Darby Allin, Sammy Guevara, and Jack Perry. No, I'm not calling him Jungle Boy. You've got Jamie Hayter defending the AEW Women's Championship against Toni Storm of the Outcasts. You've got Jade Cargill going for 60-0 as she defends against Taya Valkyrie. We've got FTR defending the tag team championships against Jay Lethal and Jeff Jarrett with Mark Briscoe as the special guest referee. You've got, Chris Jericho versus Adam Cole in an unsanctioned match. We've got, presumably, Ricky Starks versus Jay White in a rematch because last week in Austin, that match ended with Ricky Starks slamming Jay White in the back with a steel chair, resulting in a DQ that gave Jay White the win. So I am picking Ricky Starks to win at the pay-per-view. We've got Anarchy in the Arena. The Elite, the Young Bucks, Kenny Omega, and Hangman Adam Page going against the Blackpool Combat Club, Wheeler Yuta, Bryan Danielson, the Ring of Honor World Champion Claudio Castagnoli, and Jon Moxley, who is an absolute psychopath. I don't understand what he's saying half the time, but somehow he still comes across like a freaking badass. You've got, the Blackjack Casino Battle Royal for the International Championship. And there's probably other matches that I'm forgetting. I think Ethan Page and the Guns versus the Hardys and Isaiah Cassidy is happening at the pay-per-view. Oh, you've also got Wardlow defending the TNT Championship in a ladder match against Christian Cage. I think that covers all the matches. Double or Nothing is going to be absolutely fantastic. I cannot wait for this pay-per-view on Sunday. I will say this, though. I think there are 2 matches that I would consider bathroom breaks. Jade Cargill versus Taya Valkyrie for the TBS Championship. That's a bathroom break match. And FTR versus Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal with Mark Briscoe as the special guest referee for the tag team championships. That's also a bathroom break match. Me personally, neither feud has been very interesting, and I haven't really gotten invested in either feud, so I'm just like, okay, whatever. But Adam Cole versus Chris Jericho. Oh my God. This feud has been absolutely fantastic. And the fact that we are getting an unsanctioned match between these two, you know it's going to be straight violence. If I were booking the match, I would have Adam Cole come out when he makes his entrance. I would have him come out with a freaking steel chain and just beat the crap out of Jericho straight away. There's probably going to be like 30 seconds of wrestling if I had to guess. But the fact that it's unsanctioned leads me to believe that the Jericho Appreciation Society is going to get involved. Probably Saraya and Britt Baker are going to get involved because they're not having a match, which I'm actually surprised about. I thought, being that we have this whole Outcasts versus Homegrown storyline going, I thought they would do a rematch between Britt and Saraya at the pay-per-view, but that's not happening for some reason. Which, by the way, with this whole Outcast versus Homegrown storyline, What happened to Willow Nightingale? What happened to Sky Blue? What happened to Riho? Like, they were involved in this feud, and then for some reason they just vanished. I get it. Sky Blue went on to have a program with Athena over the Ring of Honor Women's Championship. But hey, you can put those two in the Outcast versus Homegrown storyline. Have Athena be part of the Outcast because she was Ember Moon as in WWE, and Sky Blue, she's all elite. You can make her be part of the Homegrown story, or Homegrown side, I should say. But as much as as much as I love Britt Baker, and she is my favorite women's wrestler in AEW, it feels like she doesn't really have anything. And it's unusual for her to not have a match at a pay-per-view. Unless something gets announced in the next few days or whatever, this is going to be the second straight pay-per-view that she doesn't have a match. Because she didn't have anything at Revolution earlier this year. And she's not on the card right now for Double or Nothing. So, yeah, that just feels a little weird. But it feels like that's going to tie into this unsanctioned match. Now, I've gotten a lot of heat for this take, but I think Ricky Starks should beat Jay White at the pay-per-view. I get it. Jay White just recently came into AEW, and this is going to be his first pay-per-view match. And, you really don't want him losing. But here's the thing. This is going to be a bit of a hot take. But I think absolute Ricky Starks is going to be the one that takes down MJF. Now, I get it. Adam Cole might have something to say about it. But hear me out. They did the little feud between MJF and Ricky. And I think that was to test the waters and see what a long-term feud could be like. And from what I remember, they had a fantastic match at Winter is Coming. And MJF cheated, as he always does, and retained his championship. And he won the Dynamite Diamond Ring. Again, for the fourth straight year or whatever it is. So, I think, here's the thing also. Ricky defeated Chris Jericho at Revolution. I think AEW, Tony Khan, is trying to push Ricky Starks, build him up for a feud against MJF in the future. How do you keep that momentum going? You have him beat somebody like Jay White. I think Jay White is already such a big star, he can afford to lose in this. He already beat Ricky Starks last week. Granted, that was via disqualification because Ricky Starks slammed him with a steel chair, which I don't think that was I don't think that was accidental, if you will. I think that was totally on purpose. I wouldn't be surprised if Ricky Starks versus Jay White is not a normal match at the pay-per-view. I wouldn't. If they were to announce that it's going to be a chairs match, that would make sense to me. One, like I said, Ricky Starks slammed Jay White with a steel chair to get DQ'd. And two, Shawn Spears has been involved with this feud a little bit. And what is Shawn Spears known for? Chairs. It's why he's called the chairman. So I think that's part of the reason why they would do it. But we'll see. If it's just a normal match, I'm all right with that too. But yeah, I'm a huge Ricky Starks fan, so this is partially my fandom coming out. But yeah. And then let's get to the Fatal 4-Way, because that's the other match I really care about. physics are not going to exist in this match. Think about it. You've got Jungle Boy, Jack Perry. That's the only time I'm calling him Jungle Boy. He needs to drop that name and just go by Jack Perry. You've got Darby Allin, and you've got Sammy Guevara, who's been teasing that he's going to go babyface. I don't fully believe it. I think at the pay-per-view, he's going to go back to being a total a-hole. I think he's been better as a heel, but I do think he needs to get away from the Jericho Appreciation Society, which at this point, I think the JAS just needs to disband because it's run its course. But I don't really want to discuss that right now because I just don't. We know what Jack Perry and Darby Allin can do. We've seen them. And Sammy Guevara is just a freak of nature. And the storytelling leading up to this match has been fantastic. Like, we had the tag team match a couple weeks ago in Baltimore, where if Darby and Jack got the win, that's what would turn this match into the Four Pillars match, which, as you know, we are getting that. And it's because Sammy decided to turn on MJF. But now they're kind of telling the story that Sammy, Darby, and Jack all are gunning for MJF. And that the three of them don't care who it is, as long as MJF does not walk out of Double or Nothing with the championship. It doesn't matter if it's Darby, Sammy, or Jack. One of them is walking out with the championship. At least that's the story they're telling. Here's the thing. It's way too early to take the title off of MJF. But I guarantee you there will be some near falls in this match where I actually bite and believe that MJF is about to lose the title. Whether it's Jack Perry locking in the snare trap, whether it's Sammy Guevara hitting the GT. I always get confused with him and CM Punk. I think CM Punk is the GTS and Sammy is the GTH. It's one of the two. If I mixed it up, don't hold. It's okay. Everybody makes mistakes sometimes. But, and then we know what Darby can do because he's just a crazy person. And how he's going to be able to walk when he's older, I have no idea. Because he just throws his body into everything. And you know at some point he's going to hit a headlock takeover and you're probably going to think, oh my God, he's going to do it. And it's going to be 1, 2, hands just about to come down, kick out. It's going to be something like that. Or, like I said, Jack is going to lock in the snare trap and it's going to look like somebody's about to tap and you get somebody jumping off the top rope and breaking it up at the last second. It's going to be something like that. This match is going to be absolutely bonkers. So I can't wait for this pay-per-view. It's going to be fantastic. If I had to guess, match of the night is either going to be the Anarchy in the Arena match, which, yeah, let's talk about it. Last year's Anarchy in the Arena match was absolutely ridiculous. You had Eddie Kingston, Jon Moxley, Bryan Danielson, I think Ortiz was in that match. I don't remember everybody who was on that side. And then you had the Jericho Appreciation Society. And Claudio was also in that match, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. No, actually, it wasn't. It wasn't Claudio. Let me look this up now. So give me a sec. Because now I'm trying to remember. Hold on a second. It was Eddie Kingston, Bryan Danielson, Santana Ortiz, and Jon Moxley. That's who it was. Against the Jericho Appreciation Society. Chris Jericho, Daniel Garcia, Jake Hagar, and Cool Hand Ange, and Daddy Magic. There we go. And I can't even recap all of it, but they had Moxley's theme song Wild Thing playing, and it was just insane. But this year, we're getting the Elite, Hangman Adam Page, Kenny Omega, and the Young Bucks against the Blackpool Combat Club, Wheeler Yuta, Claudio Castagnoli, Bryan Danielson, and Jon Moxley. Do you know how insane this match is going to be? There's not even going to be a second of actual wrestling. Probably straight away, they are just going to be punching each other in the face everywhere in the arena. I don't know how they're going to keep up with this, with what's going on. Somehow I think Don Callis is going to get involved in this match because you had what happened. You have everything that happened with the steel cage match where Don Callis just took a screwdriver and went bang right into Kenny Omega's head. So you have that whole storyline. At one point, Konosuke Takeshita was involved in this storyline, but he seems to have vanished. So maybe he gets involved in this match somehow. But this match is just going to be total mayhem. There's probably going to be like people thrown through tables. I wouldn't be surprised if somehow two, like Moxley and Omega, end up in like the stairway area where fans walk up and down to get to their seats and stuff. Yeah. I'm trying to just think of what they could do, and I can't because and it's the Young Bucks are involved, so you know there's just gonna be mayhem. I mean, for God's sakes, in a trios title match on a pay-per-view last year, I think it might have been Full Gear actually. I believe it was Nick Jackson. He does a dive through Matt Jackson's legs, and then some fan hands him a Coke. He goes, "Is it diet?" And then he drinks it. Like, it's this match is just gonna be ludicrous. The fact that we are getting that match, which is gonna be total violence and just mayhem, and an unsanctioned match, which is also gonna be violence and mayhem, is just blah. I like my head is going to explode. If you can't tell, I'm really excited for this pay-per-view. Yeah. So I don't know what's going to happen. I wish I could give you a prediction of, oh, this is going to happen and this is going to happen. But I have no freaking idea. I really don't.
You like that clip from the Brands World podcast? If so, make sure you go down there and hit that subscribe button. While you're down there hitting the subscribe button, make sure to also hit the notification bell so you never miss another upload. And make sure you check out all the other clips from the Brands World podcast right here on YouTube.